Well, I wakened up one night and to my horror, the walls appeared to be covered in fur, white fur or fleece or something of that kind. We have plain walls, but this was startlingly white, really brilliant white. Ceiling, the bed covers, everything were covered in white fur. And that was, to me, the worst thing I had ever seen. I awakened my husband and said, I don't know what's happening to me, everything's covered in white fur. And I got out of bed and clawed at the walls. And as I got up nearer to the wall, I could see that it wasn't there, but as I come back, it was there and it was everywhere. And it was then I thought, I can't live like this. I've got to find out what this is. I spoke to my GP about it at first, and he said no, he had no idea. And I was seeing him about something else, and I said, well, I sit here, your room's covered in pink squares and they're all moving. He said, I have no idea what that could be. No, I really don't know what that is. I tried to get an appointment at the hospital, but they just kept saying you have an appointment for a year and the clinics are full. So in desperation, I phoned the A&E helpline, and they said, come in the morning and somebody will see you. So I went into hospital in the morning, and they just said the same thing. You see pink squares? And I don't know what that could be. And they sent me to the other hospital in the area, where I saw a doctor there, and he said, what you have is scarring on your retina, and I'm afraid you have it for the rest of your life. There's nothing we could do about it. So I accepted that for a while, and I thought this must be what it is, until it really it was getting worse all the time. And the night that I saw the white fur all over the walls was really the end. And I phoned again, and I went there, and the man I saw said, as I said before, well, you're the lady who sees things, and he referred me to a psychiatrist. Now, the psychiatrist phoned me up, and we had a long involved chat, and she said, Mr. Sword, you don't need to see a psychiatrist, you need to see a good eye doctor. What I would like to have been able to do was to have found out immediately what was wrong with me. And I think that in the hospital, when you're diagnosed with macular disease, the best idea would be, if not the first visit, certainly amongst the first few visits you have to see your consultant, you should be told that you may see patterns and colours and things you can't understand. Don't panic. It's quite a well-known complaint. It's just something that happens because of your problem with your eyes. That would take away the fear. It's the fear of what's happening to you that you can't live with. And I'm fortunate I have my husband here, but for people who are on their own, I can't imagine how their minds must work. To be on your own and wakening in the night and seeing things, and some people do see cats and dogs and people and horses and all gardens. The last thing I saw just a couple of weeks ago was snakes coming out of the ground and waving about like a snake charmer snake. They looked like snakes, they're patterned in the back. I was terrified. And I know what I've got. So can you imagine what it would be like if you didn't know what you had and you saw things like that? It's absolutely terrifying. But it doesn't need to be, because if your consultant would tell you, and amongst your first visits, to be prepared that you might see something like that, then all that fear would be taken away. And that's what happened to me when I phoned the Macular Disease Society. All the fear went. I just felt it was really like a load being lifted off. You actually know what I've got. but I'd been trying for a year to find out what I had.